Welcome to Math Mini Lessons. My name is Sarah, and in this lesson, we're going to talk about dimensional analysis on the New York State Regents. So our objective for today is to be able to simplify expressions using dimensional analysis because we want a very specific rate, meaning we want, let's say, miles per hour, some type of rate with only 2 units. Here are the things I want you to look for while I'm modeling today. I want you to look how I identify what that rate is. How do I know what I'm looking for, that desired rate? And how I make sure that those units are going to cancel to be left with what I want. That's going to be the goal, okay? And even though we have a reference sheet, I'm not actually going to use it for this one because you're going to see I'm going to be given the units. And finally, how I simplify the units at the end. So let's jump in and get started with our first model. Dimensional analysis is just a way to convert units using multiplication and division. So I want you to watch how I use those two processes to answer a Regents level question on dimensional analysis. Now, in this problem, what they're going to do is they're going to ask me for a specific rate. So looking at this problem here, what do they really want to know? They really want to know which expression represents the number of railroad cars that pass by Anna's house per minute. So they're not asking me to do the conversion. They just want to know which of these expressions can help me figure out how many cars per minute. That is what we're looking for. Which one of these is going to get me that answer? So what we're going to do is we're going to first look to see, is there a unit that I can cancel out? And the way you know you can cancel a unit is if you have one in the numerator and one in the denominator, you can cancel them out. Now, it doesn't mean they have to be part of the same fraction. I might have something like 3 minutes over 2 feet times, and then another part I might have 5 miles over 10 minutes, something like that. I might have something there. And because I have minutes in a numerator and a denominator, I can still cancel them out. All right, so let's look at the very first one. And in the first one, you're looking to see, is there anything that matches? And for miles, I only see the 2 units on the numerator, so I can't cancel that. But hours, I can, because I have hours here and here. So I'm going to cancel out hours. And there's nothing else I can cancel out. Notice cars is up there by itself. Same thing with feet, miles, and feet on the bottom. So I cannot cancel anything out. So for number 1, it would simplify to miles times car over feet times minutes times feet. And I could simplify this further, this to be square miles times car, because I have miles times miles, and feet squared times minutes. And even though it has feet, cars over minutes, which is I want, it has this part here. So this is why this one will not work. And I can eliminate number 1. All right, so we're going to do that same process for number 2. So remember, first step, just look. Is there anything you can cancel? Take a second to look. All right, and you may have noticed that there's nothing I can cancel here because I have miles times miles. So I'm going to have square miles times minutes times car. And on my denominator, I'm going to have hours squared times feet squared. So there's nothing to cancel. That's not going to give me what I want, which was cars over minutes. So number 2, absolutely eliminate. Now let's look at number 3. Look at number 3's choices carefully. Over here, look to see what can I possibly eliminate. And you're going to notice I have miles and miles. I can eliminate those because I have a numerator and denominator. Feet and feet I can eliminate. Hours, yep, I see hours over here I can eliminate. And now I'm left with what I wanted, which was cars over minute. And again, they're not asking me to solve it. They're not asking me to multiply all the numbers and then divide. They just want to know which expression is going to give me that rate at the end. So number 3 is correct. And we know number 4 is wrong. Let's figure out why it's going to be wrong. So I could eliminate miles. And I can eliminate feet. and that's about it. So it's going to leave me with minutes times car over hours squared, which is not what I want. All right, and those are the steps. One, figure out what is the rates they're asking about. You have to figure out what you're looking for. What rate is it? Then you're going to do the canceling out. You're going to do the looking work to see what you can cancel, and then you're going to just multiply what's left and write that as an expression and look to see which expression matches the desired rate. All right, hit pause and jot this down into your notes. All right, we're going to do the guided practice now, and it's going to feel a little faster because, again, we're going to look for what are the units we want. Then we're going to either multiply the units across numerator and denominator and then cancel, or you can cancel and then multiply what's left. I actually like that idea better of canceling and then multiplying what's left and seeing what matches our desired unit. So in this problem, Wade, a runner from South Africa, runs 400 meters in 43.03 seconds to set a world record. That's pretty cool. Which calculation would determine the average speed in miles per hour? So that's what we're looking for. We want miles over hours. So in the first one, number one, look to see, is there anything I can cancel? And I don't see anything because I see miles on both numerators be multiplied, so that's not going to cancel. Same thing with seconds, and miles and hours do not match. So for number one, I'm going to end up with meters squared times hours over seconds squared times miles, and that is not the desired one. I want miles over hours. So let's look at number two. Okay, I see meters as a unit I can cancel because I have one on the numerator and one on the denominator. And remember, they don't have to be directly on top of each other. They can be from different conversion rates. Same thing, let's see, anything else I can cancel? No. At first I thought seconds, but they're on the same row. They're both on the denominator. So that's going to leave me with miles times hours over seconds squared, which is also not what I want. So let's look at number three. I can simplify meters and meters. Is there anything else? Seconds and seconds. And so this one is going to leave me with miles over hours, which is exactly what I want. So 3 is correct. Remember, they're not asking us to solve this. If they were, though, if they said what would the final rate be, and in Algebra 1 they're not asking that right now, could we find the answer? Yes. We would just have to do 400 times 0.62 times 3600 over 4303 times 1000 times 1. And you could do both of those on the calculator, and you can actually multiply across and then simplify that number. But that's not what they're asking in this case. They are literally just asking which is going to give us that rate. And just to be a completionist, let's finish off number 4. Would there be anything I could simplify and it would only be seconds and seconds? So I would end up with meters squared over miles times hour, which is also not what I want. All right, and so that's it for today, Math Marvels. These 2 examples were June Regents questions from 2024 and 25. So you can see this is something they may ask you in dimensional analysis. Now in chemistry or some other classes, they may ask you to do the complete calculation, which is fine. You can use the calculator for that. But for the Algebra 1 Regents, for right now, they're just asking you to find the expression that would help you determine that specific rate they are asking about in the problem. So that's it for today, Math Marvels. I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next video.